Hello, viewers. Good morning to each and every one of you tuning in, not only locally, but special thank you to our viewers across the region. I'm Ron Grant. You're watching 284 Media out of Nature's Little Secrets in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. As the 2020-21 school year has officially continued, and we continue the conversation of education, this time paying special attention to the Elmore Stoutt Community College and new measures put in place by the institution to facilitate continuing education amidst COVID-19. HLSCC, under the leadership of Dr. Richard Georges, seeks to be a regional college of choice of higher education and lifelong learning. It aids in the improvement of life, a vibrant economy, and nation building. Additionally, the Elmore Stoutt Community College provides quality higher education and community needs, the global economy, and evolving technology. Now, the offerings promote individual growth, economic, social, and cultural development. Joining us for a conversation on tertiary education is Mr. Sergio Estridge, E-Learning Technology Manager, and Mrs. Stephanie Ross Penn, Senior Lecturer in the Mathematics and Science Department. This week marked the official opening of the 2020-21 school year, as well as we all know, this is because of the global pandemic that is COVID-19, and all institutions across the territory are gearing up for a much different experience. Now, we have all the details on how HLSCC is facilitating and catering to tertiary education here in the Virgin Islands. All this and more after word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 Media. Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Viewers, welcome back, and thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching 284 Media. Mr. Estridge and Mrs. Penn, good morning to you and welcome to 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, education amidst COVID-19, how exactly is HLSCC facilitating and catering to the needs of students and teachers through this pandemic? Mr. Estridge, I'll let you begin.
Yes, good morning. Well, we have integration of platforms to build up an ecosystem of, so we have a learning management system in the name of Moodle, which is a dynamic learning environment. And that platform allows the lecturers to place content and resources on there for their students, such as handouts and hyperlinks to other websites. And in addition, it has a lot of activities that you can do, like electronic quizzes, discussion forums, you know, a lot of different activities like that can be done on that platform. And it also has like a plugin in the name of Big Blue Button that we can do live video conferencing on that platform also. And in addition to Moodle, we have Cengage, which we use as a main platform for ebooks,
Okay.
so electronic books. And in addition to Cengage, we are integrating that with Microsoft Office. So you can have all the productivity software such as Microsoft Word, Excel, and so forth. But inside of Microsoft Office, we also have Microsoft Teams, which is a very popular video conferencing platform also. So we have a combination of those platforms to build up that environment to help our students.
Wonderful. And now, Ms. Penn, from a teacher's perspective, tell me about your take on this platform and how the transition has been going so far.
Well, thankfully, we've been using Moodle for quite a while, but with the
Great.
transition, it has allowed us to be open to expanding the way in which we use it. And I think it's been very useful that we're able to integrate Moodle along with the Cengage platform, because Cengage, a lot of the Cengage textbooks also come with additional platforms that can be used to support assessment, and other various things. And so between Moodle, Cengage, and Office 365, it gives us numerous tools to be able to efficiently get our job accomplished.
Wonderful. That was going to lead me to my next question, where I was wondering how long has the actual platform been around for?
Well,
How long have you
with
been using it?
Moodle, yes, Moodle goes right back to 2012,
Okay.
where we had, yeah, we actually piloted with the disaster management some courses. So we used the Moodle platform from since back 2012 doing that, and we also had some courses that we ran with disaster management, where we had some of the local fire officers were even involved in that, and so we go straight back to 2012 with that platform.
Okay. Now, online learning and the e-learning platform is something that a lot of schools and institutions across the region, are quite used to. But for some reason here in the Virgin Islands, it seems as though it's a new for many of our students. What has that experience like, Ms. Ross Penn, from your perspective as a teacher? What's the tone and how have these students been taking to the platform thus far?
Well, thankfully, Moodle has allowed them to be exposed to some extent to needing to depend on online platforms. And I know across the territory, there's been other forums such as Google Classroom and other things that have been at least introduced. But with the pandemic, it has certainly thrown the entire territory, including H. Lavely Stoutt, into a
Yes.
scenario of having to do things to get our students and our constituents more comfortable with online platforms in various ways. And with the generations we deal with now, once they're used to one, it's usually a lot easier for them to then transition to another one. So I think for the students who it was really new to last year, from a perspective of being at home and all of it
Right.
being done online, it was something to get used to. But the new students coming in, they've gotten a feel of it from their various platforms they've been using. And so transitioning into ours, I don't anticipate it to be as difficult.
Wonderful. Now, what are some of the courses that are available through the online platform? What courses will you be offering?
Well, right now we are offering practically everything using our various online platforms. Some courses might run what you call asynchronously, where it's just online, you go in, you see your task, you complete it, you meet a due date. And other courses are what we call blended, where they may have live sessions incorporated with assigned work. But we use the platforms to be able to upload, download, provide instructions, provide opportunities for quizzes, exams, like Mr. Estridge mentioned, discussion forums. So the majority of our courses are actually running and using the online forum to allow us to do that. We do have some courses that we have had to put on hold. Those would be courses that lend themselves to really need the face to face from the practical components that are involved in those courses. So for example, several of our culinary courses we've had to put on hold.
Okay.
Courses within our marine professional training program, our chart reading and basic navigation. We've had to put those on hold because they're really dependent on some large component involving practical face-to-face opportunity.
Okay. Mr. Estridge, what challenges, or if there are any, have we been facing so far as it pertains to the online platform, more from a technical perspective? And then, Ms. Penn, you can also share with me, have these students been having any challenges so far? Students, faculty, staff?
Well, some of the challenges will be internet connectivity. Uh, that's one of the major problems we have in our region. So that's one of the major problems. And then you may have some students who might not have devices. However,
Okay.
our institution provides help with in that area. We reach out to students to find out who may not have devices, and the institutions is willing to assist in that area. So, I think those will be the two major issues. People may have internet connectivity, may not have access to a device.
Yes, I would agree 100% with Mr. Estridge. Internet connectivity and appropriate devices are definitely the largest challenges, I would say. Students who have very good connectivity in the right devices, they just roll with it and they keep going. But there are those
Wonderful.
who struggle, and then the connectivity varies. So when we're doing an online session, you have those who have no issues whatsoever, and then you have another subset, it's sticking, there's a delay. And so we have to be very strategic about what we decide to do based on not only our own personal circumstances, but also that of our students, because not
Of
only our
course.
students have issues, we would also have faculty that might have the same connectivity issues. And so each faculty has had to be very adaptive to their situation to ensure that they can still deliver what they need to deliver despite the challenges that we are facing, especially with connectivity issues.
Wonderful. Now, what exactly should students be paying more attention to as it pertains to this specific new era that we're calling it in order to be successful? Because for many of them, particularly those coming directly out of high school and those who are new to the online platform, it could be challenging. But what encouragement would you give to them, and what would you encourage them to pay attention to specifically as students in order to ensure their fullest success?
Well, for me, the biggest advice would be reading. It requires, in order for them to follow instructions, they're going to need to ensure they read the instructions carefully. I encourage my
Okay.
students to ask lots of questions, especially after they've read, not before, and definitely recognize that there is such a wealth of there's such a wealth of options out there to support their learning. So even if what they're getting isn't working at that moment, there's a lot of support mechanisms, and we often provide a lot of additional support, whether it be videos, whether it be other additional platforms, other additional sites to help to facilitate the learning and support them. So for me, I need them to read, I need them to visit the platforms often, make sure they're following the instructions, and make sure they are managing their time. Time management is critical because online really lends itself naturally to causing a student to have to be more independent and
Of course.
responsible for their learning. So I'm hopeful that's going to be a big thing that will impress our students going forward, that time management and that independent learning and taking the initiative for their learning, but they have to begin to practice the skills that will ensure that that happens.
Okay. Now
Yes, and if
let's
I could
talk
just add
projections. Go ahead.
quickly,
Sure, Mr.
yeah,
Estridge.
sorry. I was just saying one of the key words there will be intrinsic motivation. So students will, yeah, if they can get to be more intrinsically motivated, pushing themselves and not have to be pushed by the instructors. And as we
Yes.
have those platforms, the lecturers will have a lot of the resources and activities laid out, whether by unit or weeks, and it will be up to the student to be more intrinsically motivated to go there. In the same way they may go to YouTube to watch a video or go to any other online platform to have to be entertained, they can
Of
use that
course.
same type of motivation to push themselves through the course and communicate a lot with the instructor also via the same
Yeah.
platforms.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now let's talk projections for a minute. How many new students does the institution have this academic year? How many are presently online? Has there been any increase or decline in enrollment? Let's break that down for the viewers. What's the overall? Yeah.
Well, we've actually had an increase,
Wonderful.
especially from the perspective of new students, and there's various reasons that would lend itself to that. There are those who were not able to maybe go towards the plan that they had in terms of leaving and going off to school. And so their
Hmm.
alternative has been to remain in the territory and begin education here. There are those who might be out of a job right now, and this might be an ideal opportunity for them to be able to add some education to their professional achievements. And definitely we're seeing an increase. I can't give you numbers in terms of how many brand new students we have. I think it's roughly
Okay.
about 300. I think enrollment currently is about 650 so far. Registration will the opportunity to register in courses will end this week. So next week we will have more defined figures in the various areas. But persons have been registering and signing up for classes, and there's been a huge influx in the last few weeks.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we wanted to continue to wish not only the students but the faculty and staff of the HLIB Stoutt Community College. We want to wish you guys a very successful, safe, and of course enjoyable learning experience this academic, not only semester but the entire year. Before I go, I'd like to give you both an opportunity to just leave the general public and particularly your students with any words of encouragement or any final words.
Okay,
Okay, I'll
I
go
was going to
first.
say ladies first. Okay.
Okay. To all the students, especially those that are new, the experience at HLSCC can be extremely beneficial to your futures. And I just want to encourage everyone to encourage each other during this time. Find persons that you can team up with and study, and persons that can help you steer the track and motivate you, especially into getting to that point of intrinsic motivation. We are here to assist. Our objective is to see all of you be successful, and we are praying for everyone to have a very successful term despite the surroundings and the uncertainty of things. And I'm just hopeful that for everyone, they'll feel comfortable and assured that they can meet the demands of college and be successful even within the hard times that many persons are facing.
All right, and so I can just add a little bit. Yes, so we all will have to work together, and students can collaborate with each other, reach out to the instructors when you have questions, try to communicate as much as possible via the platforms. And we also have a help desk email address that we had set up. And so we have been getting a lot of responses from students via that medium. And so we have been, sorting out a lot of issues in that way. So just continue to communicate, continue to collaborate, continue to be motivated, and push yourselves, and you should be successful despite not being in a physical classroom, but the virtual classroom still have all the mechanisms and tools that you can be able to be successful. So you can do your best, and that will be my encouragement.
Most definitely. Thank you so much both for being with us this morning. Viewers, thank you for tuning in, but that's not all. Be sure to stay locked to our website, our Facebook page, and of course, Instagram for your daily news updates. Later on this evening at 6 p.m., Kyle and I bring you the latest on local, regional, and of course, international content. Some of the top stories we're looking at today is the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, they have confirmed the death of Mr. Matthew Daly. The BVI records 20 recoveries and one new COVID case. Junior Minister of Trade, the Honorable Shireen Flax Charles, she hosted a press conference. We're going to take a look at that and break it down for you. And of course, we continue to look at a spike in cases in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. I'll see you later at 6 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.